I'm Jeremy. Today I'm going to be showing off a program that I wrote around 3 years ago to effectively interface with the StarFox SNES source code. Obviously the first thing you need to do is download the source code to your computer, but I'm not really going to outline how to do that. There's different ways online that you can look into. It's not distributed with my project in any way. Basically this tool will just simply view the files and allow you to interface with them. I'm going to skip over these. First thing you'll notice is that on the left there is the navigation menu. Shows all the folders added to your source code directory. You can also see up here there's different tabs kind of outlining what this tool is capable of opening. So for instance, if I was to go to something like a 3D model, I can do that by simply going to the Shapes folder, scroll down, Shapes, and we'll open up one of these shape banks here. If I pick the first one, I'm just going to select that as compiled 3D models. It is going to add all the necessary components from the source code to actually build these in a way that you can view. So for instance, if I build this one, so I can view different models with their animations as well. Something like this is a big gate, and something with an animation could be this running guy, or even something like enemies as well. And the color animations do also play as they would in the game, using the palettes found in the source code. So here's a cool bee. You can go through these as much as you wanted to. I won't show all of them, just because it would take a very long time. But there are many 3D models in here, which you can check out with different palettes and things like that added. And these are being pulled right from the source code to ensure that they're accurate and rendered for you right through this menu. We could also go over and check out some 2D images. To do that, I'm simply going to close out of this. I'm going to go over to Data. As you can see, there are SCR and CGX files. Clicking on one is going to open up the graphics menu automatically. So I open up my CGX. These are character files. Now I need to put the screen, and that shows where to put the characters. So I have the screen, I have the characters. I'm going to select a palette, and as you can see, it renders it in that palette. I will go and select a few different palettes until I find the right one. That one looks kind of cool, but it's not quite accurate. We can also zoom in to get a better look. And I will put space. And as you can see, it is viewed properly. We can copy this and export it to our disk if needed for use in other applications. We can even change view options down here. Since this is a screen file, it can put any of the 4 quadrants as the main viewing focus in case you want to view it a different way. So for instance, if I go here and I click 4, it'll just specifically show me this screen. And if I go to 1, it'll show me that screen. And I can reset it by hitting the reset button. To add on to this, we can also view many other different types of 2D images. For instance, if I went to fox.scr and fox.cgx, specifically I can view the CGX file and see what that looks like by selecting it with a tab and then putting in a palette to use. Perfect. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the screen focus again, and I'm going to go to 1. Now I'm going to ensure that everything looks proper here, which it does. Then we'll come over to CGX, and we can see specifically the characters that make it up. This is the characters that make it up. All the letters and everything like that are shown here. Same thing applies for the M sprites, as in the sprites added to 3D models. We can go in here, go to CGX. We can select a palette here, find one that looks good. In this case, I landed on night, looks the best. And as you can see, these are 2D images that are used for models in the game, and also for other objects that appear in the 3D scene. So this can view all of them, and you can again copy as an image, change view options as you see fit. So if I select 3D M sprites, it might suggest a different view And again, the other one looked fine, so I'm going to put it back. These look kind of interesting. I might do 3D M sprites here. Looks a little bit different. As you can see, using the view options is simple, and copying as an image is super easy to put in other places. We can also see different messages as well. Messages are character voice lines. If we head over to Message, English, you can see Communications. We can change between the English side and the secondary language side. We can also go to sounds, and while I can't necessarily show the sounds, it is able to play different sound effects. As you can see, we can go to sound effects here and see the different samples. Final thing that I want to show is a bit of the levels. In these maps folder, I can select a different level component, and I can hit map script. It's going to add the necessary source files in, and it will even show the background of the level, which is, in my opinion, a nice touch. You can zoom out and see the various events that happen at different points in the level. So for instance, over here, it's going to do some paths for different enemies. In this case, it looks like a friendly ship is following some sort of path around the level, probably following this enemy. What we could do is we can go down to scenery settings, and we could see specifically the background. We could even click to make it larger if we wanted to view these as a, as you can see, I'm viewing it larger. I could scale it up, scale it down, and up to View, Context Viewer, and selecting a special background, like this one. And we can hit maybe a simple sine wave in 60 FPS or 12 FPS for the original game, and it can render it, and that could also go big as well. We can also explore this level. It will show the different geometry added to the level, and it can take a long time to render because it does have to pull them all from the source code. Final note would be the assembly viewer. So for instance, if I was to pick one of these level files, we can import it specifically as assembly, and we can view the assembly data there, which does have some syntax highlighting as well as macro detection. There's also a emulated map screen viewer with high quality planets. You can customize the layout and things like that in the development framework, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, that was a little bit on my project for StarFox. It's a really cool application. It's available on my GitHub to download and try it out for yourself.